G'day there guys, it's your main man Marky and welcome back to another episode of r/relationship advice stories. I do hope you enjoy today's bloody good content, and if you do love this bloody good content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notifications, and let's just get right into it, shall we? Come on. Posted by user Throwaway Maria 12421, titled, Am I the asshole here for thinking that there is a hidden affair between my husband and best friend? I, 31 female, have a deep suspicion that there is something weird going on between my husband, 33 male, and my best friend Maria, 30 female. My husband feels that I'm just seeing things and is mad at me that I do not trust him. Please tell me if what's going on is just in my head or if you also find the situation from last weekend suspicious. Maria and I have been best friends since college. She's always been very outgoing, while I'm more of an introvert. Maria was always a bit promiscuous and loved drama. She had a lot of boyfriends and hookups in college. She is also very beautiful, and I always felt invisible when I was around her. I have weight issues. I always felt overshadowed by her. I was always very shy, and my husband was the first person I ever dated. Maria always teased me that I'd only been with one guy in my life. As we've grown older, Maria still has yet to be in a real, long-term relationship. I feel that things have reversed now, and she keeps on telling me how lucky I am to have such an ambitious and reliable husband by my side. Around 6 months ago, my husband came to me and told me that he felt Maria was trying to flirt with him. He does not like Maria, but he tolerates her for me. During one of the dinner parties, Maria was acting very flirty around my husband. She was just laughing extra loudly at all of his jokes, complimenting his fitness, and touching him on the shoulders and arms. My husband told me that he felt uncomfortable with her behavior and asked me to talk to Maria. I was pissed off and talked to Maria. She got angry at me and said that she had known my husband for over a decade. He is like a brother to her. She felt that my husband was trying to destroy our friendship because he does not like her. I felt that she was genuine, so I let it go. Maria soon joined our gym because she wanted to take yoga classes with me. However, she spent more time in the weights room where my husband is. Again, my husband made comments about how she is always half naked in the gym and asked him to spot her. Maria complained that my husband is being rude and unhelpful to her. I again took her side and told my husband to be helpful and nice to her, as she is my best friend. My husband said that he would make more efforts. I slowly started seeing them getting more and more friendly and working out together. I wanted to be cool, but I felt jealous. So now to what happened last weekend. Maria invited a bunch of her friends for a birthday party at her apartment. There were 7 guests there, including my husband and I. Maria kept on pushing tequila shots on all of us. Eventually, most of us got drunk. Maria was sitting next to my husband and was being very flirty with him, but I could see that my husband not reciprocating, so I didn't care. Maria insisted that we stay back at her place, and my husband and I slept in the guest bedroom. The other 3 guests, who were her co-workers, 1 guy and 2 girls, crashed on the sofas in the living room. I was drunk, and the last thing I remember was my husband bringing me to the guest room. When I woke up in the middle of the night, I was alone in bed. I could hear some moaning noises from outside. I quickly started looking for my phone in the dark, and in that process, I dropped something from the nightstand on the floor. The noises stopped, and I heard a door open and close outside. I quickly got up to see where my husband was. When I reached the hallway, I saw my husband, just in his jeans with no shirt on. I asked him where he was, and he said that he went to the restroom and asked if I was okay. I said yes, and he came and slept next to me. He was sweaty, and I asked him where his shirt was, and he said that the heater was too high and he felt hot. His t-shirt was on a chair next to the bed. I lay down, but I was barely able to sleep after that. I got up early and went into Maria's room, and she was sleeping alone, naked. I told her that we were taking off, and she just got up to see us off. I kept this all to myself, and when we reached home and my husband went to take a shower, I immediately checked his phone. I couldn't find any messages between him and Maria. I spent the whole day thinking about it and finally confronted my husband regarding it at night. He was pretty angry at me and told me that he hates Maria and the only reason he tolerates Maria is because of me. I told him about the moaning noises, and he said that he also heard the same when he went to the restroom, but thought that they were coming from the living room. He is still angry at me that I could accuse him of something so horrible, and has told me that if I'm really that insecure, I should cut off my friendship with Maria. He also told me that he was never going to be in the same room as Maria ever again. I have no idea what to do. On one hand, I know my husband would never cheat on me, but it's just impossible to get the doubts out of my head. I keep on picturing my husband and Maria together in her bed. Am I the asshole to confront my husband and accuse him of cheating just because of what I saw and not having any real proof? How do I know what happened? If I confront Maria and accuse her, she's also going to be equally mad at me. I don't know her co-workers' friends well enough to trust what they say. I just feel stupid for trying to push for the friendship between my husband and Maria. Please help. In the comments, Legal Nebula 4797 says, most of the comments that I've read have gone in on Maria and discussed how she's not your friend. I agree. But I want to talk about the fact that you really need to be a better partner to your husband. He has expressed discomfort many times to you. You have flatly ignored his feelings and have brushed them aside. You've even encouraged him to be close to someone who he doesn't even like. Stop it, OP. This is wrong. If someone was constantly flirting with and harassing you, how would you like it if your love and partner told you to just get over it and play nice? Respect your husband's decisions to never go around Maria again. He said, I will never be in the same room as her again. Let that be the law of the land. It is not your place to try to force him to be around her and then get mad when you can tell the vibes are off, which he's explicitly told you over and over. Do better, OP. Your husband is never seeing her again, and I don't know why you would want to either. Some friends don't stay in your life forever. This is done. Move on from her and try to save your marriage. Agreed. OP is the asshole here in my opinion, because she treats her husband like trash in comparison to how she treats her friend. If my significant other disrespected me like that, I would be reconsidering the relationship way before this party incident happened. Cut this chick out and commit to your husband, OP, or don't be surprised when he leaves you for someone who listens to him. Maria is not your best friend. I say that sincerely as someone else who had best friends my whole life who were similar to Maria. I had a best friend like this who was prettier, funnier, more outgoing, better with men, everything in college. My boyfriend also didn't like her. She also tried to flirt with him. I also worried about this. I was wrong. My boyfriend didn't cheat on me, and it's unlikely your husband cheated on you with her if he dislikes her so much. Much more likely his story is correct that he was hot and took off his shirt. Drinking makes you feel hot on top of having a heater on and sleeping. Listen, as someone who's been through this, put some distance between yourself and Maria. You don't have to cut her out 100%, but maybe take her down to about 20%. But we've been through so much together, you say. Yeah, I know, but what's even better than that is having friends you aren't worried want to steal your husband. Judgment, Maria is an asshole, husband is not the asshole, you are to be determined. Take this as a chance to apologize and move on. If you don't, you would be the asshole here. OP says, thanks. Needless to say, I will increase our distance from Maria. I feel threatened by her, especially since I see her flirting with my husband, and I'm not okay. She does the same thing with most other men, and hence, I always chalked her behavior to this is how she is. I hope what you're saying is true about my husband. I feel the fact that I just can't get it out of my head, and it's been almost 5 days since the incident, makes me very anxious. I've apologized to my husband, and he says it's okay, but I can see that he's still angry at me. I mean, I think if you look at it from his perspective, you might see why he's upset. On a regular basis, he has to hang around someone who he doesn't like. When he brings up to you that she makes him uncomfortable, you write him off, and then you go around and accuse him of sleeping with that person. Honestly, I'd be angry too in that situation. All you can do now is apologize genuinely, explain how Maria makes you feel, and then take the responsibility for how you've acted by actually distancing yourself from her. Yeah, I'm on board with that. I do actually think that's the most plausible situation here. And, while it is possible that there has been an affair going on, I believe the husband. OP has stupidly been putting themselves in a rock and a hard place situation just to, who knows, keep Maria happy? I feel that situations like this are why people need someone that's a third party, like a therapist or a friend that is not involved in this at all, to kind of straighten you out. Someone that you have a conversation with and say, hey, this is what's been going on. My husband isn't really happy, and now I think my husband's cheating, and he's been communicating this with me the whole time, but, I don't think he's being transparent with me. I think he's cheating and lying now. I can absolutely see where your husband is coming from. I feel like he's genuinely gone above and beyond to placate you, to make you happy, so that you're not pissed off at him being like, no, I'm not going around Maria. She's too creepy for me. You're the one that's dropped the ball with communication here, and I feel as though part of that is because you don't even realize that you had such a problem with it until this was the breaking point. I understand that people can be dense and unaware of things like that, but for it to go on for such a long time is frustrating and pisses me off thinking about it. And now, on to the update. I posted about a month ago regarding suspecting my husband and my best friend Maria sleeping together while I was drunk and passed out in another room. A lot happened during the last month, and my mental health is at its lowest due to the betrayals. However, I think that I now know what happened that night. I'm sorry for the long post. So the day after my husband and I stayed at Maria's house for her birthday party, I was unable to shake the feeling that something happened between them. I'm not proud, but I checked my husband's phone and all of his messaging apps. I only found a brief chat between my husband and Maria on Facebook Messenger. Maria thanked my husband for coming to her birthday party and for such a great night. She sent him a photo of them hugging at the end of the night after I was asleep. My husband told Maria that I suspected that something happened between them and asked her to talk to me. Maria told him that she would talk to me. Maria called me the next day and told me that I was crazy and she would never think of doing such a thing to me. She sounded convincing, but I just couldn't shake the gut feeling that something happened. I told her why I suspected them, and she called me crazy and that my head was making stuff up that did not exist. I also mentioned that I saw her photo with my husband after I was asleep, and she should have kept her distance from him. I decided to distance myself from her, as I no longer trusted her as a friend. We also changed the times that we went to the gym so that we don't run into her. After a week or so, she messaged my husband on Facebook Messenger that they should tell me the whole truth. My husband kept on asking her what she was talking about, but she kept on telling him that she felt guilty. My husband came to me and told me that Maria is sending messages to him and he's not sure what she's inferring. He kept on assuring me that nothing happened between them that night. I told him that I read their secret chats on Facebook Messenger. He gaslighted me, calling me insecure and that Maria was trying to play with my head. I finally decided to go to Maria's house and ask her what was going on. Maria initially kept on saying that she didn't want to talk about it. However, finally she broke down and told me what happened. She told me that during the night of the birthday party, my husband kept on staring at her. After they realized I was too drunk, he took me to the bedroom and again went back to the living room. At this point, he was sitting next to Maria and kept on touching her legs playfully. Maria was also very drunk, and they decided to call it a night in 30 minutes. Maria said that my husband followed her to her room and he started undressing her and they were intimate together. She told me that she was too drunk to consent to anything and felt like he sexually assaulted her. She kept quiet to keep the peace, but it was bugging her from inside. I asked her if she was sure, as she was too drunk that night, and she said that although she was drunk, she remembers all the details. I confronted my husband, but he still kept on telling me that he was telling the truth, and Maria never liked him and was playing me for a fool. He was so angry at me that he left the house and is currently living in a hotel nearby. He keeps on calling me and asking me to trust him, but I don't know how I can trust him now. I never expected him to do such a thing. Maria has also been trying to talk to me and asking me to be there to support her. However, I don't know if I can look at either one of them. I'm just going to try and cope with the situation and plan to go and live with my parents for a few days until my husband and I agree about our future. I know you all thought that I was crazy in the previous post, but I knew in my gut that something was wrong and never expected my life to suddenly come to this point. In the comments, ALO says, Maria started texting him about coming clean with you after you told her that you're having access to his Facebook account? Coincidence? I don't think so. You're the asshole for having zero trust in your husband and letting Maria manipulate and destroy everything. In your first post, you mentioned that this girl likes drama. Seems to check out. You are conveniently believing Maria over your husband again. As others have mentioned, it's odd that she would thank him for a great night, but then claim to you that she was SA'd. I don't know, seems to me that you'd rather believe the worst in your husband, truth be damned. Her husband has been disliking Maria for years, and suddenly OP believes Maria over her husband? Shit, soon enough he's gonna be tired of her shit or tell her that she can go and enjoy single life with her single friend, if that's what she wants. I've been broken up by a jealous friend in the past. It is entirely absurd that someone would try so hard to pull a friend down to their level, and even worse that some people let it happen. If you don't trust your husband, divorce him. He will be better off. Girlie, I'm a victim of SA, so hear it from me. It honestly sounds like your husband didn't do anything. He's not acting like a cheating husband. Sounds to me like Maria wants your husband, tried to make a move, and he rejected her. Either way, I wouldn't believe Maria straight away. Something is just not adding up. The fact that your husband came to let you know Maria is messaging him speaks volumes. The fact that your husband asked Maria what she was talking about speaks volumes. I get it, believe all victims, but it's very obvious Maria is straight up lying. You need to speak to your husband and possibly apologize. Why has she not reported your husband for the SA? Girl, drop your so-called friend and hear your husband out. Trust him like you're trusting your so-called friend in this situation. Don't make hasty decisions. Your husband sounds like the victim more than she does. Maria sounds jealous and sounds like she wanted to break up your marriage, and when she failed, she decided to lie about your husband SAing so you would leave him. Speak to your husband before making any hasty decisions. Yeah, I'm very much on the believe all victims train as well, and my knee-jerk reaction to reading the update was like, oh shit, is this real? Oh my god, I might have to take back what I said back there, but no. It doesn't make any sense. Maria has a history of doing shit like this. Why believe her now, when it's been so obvious that she's been creating problems for you and your husband, and causing drama? She loves the drama. You're an asshole, OP, if you don't apologize and fix things with your husband, that's all I'm gonna say. He deserves better than that. I don't know how you're not putting 2 and 2 together here with Maria, but if there is another update in the future, I hope to God she is out of your life completely and you're on your knees begging for forgiveness from your husband. Our next post is by user Reboots Are Such a Pain, titled, Would I be the asshole? My niece wants my wedding dress and I think I'm going to refuse. So I married 30 years ago and was lucky enough to have a custom-made dress. I was very thin at the time, and the dress design I chose was not typical 90s. Think more Regency-style dress. I stored it away and carried on with my life. I was blessed with sons and 1 daughter. I'll be honest, my daughter is a totally different body shape to me, and I realized when she hit puberty that she would never wear my dress. She has a beautiful hourglass figure, whereas I was a catwalk model thin. My brother has 2 adult daughters. One is built like my daughter, and the other is thinner. This is the one who asked for my dress after she got engaged at Christmas. I don't like this girl. She's immature for a 27-year-old, she's an attention seeker, and is an intentionally unemployed hypochondriac. She's one of those people on Facebook who posts cryptic comments, and when someone inquires what's wrong, she'll respond with, "I'll message you, hun." I dread any family events with her attendance because guaranteed she will become ill at some point and her mum will have to take her home to find her a room to rest, or talk over the speeches, or demand to dance with the host every time. It gets old. I don't have a close relationship with any of that side, and my husband and kids think that she has Munchausen's. So she sends me a text saying, "Hi auntie, just got engaged and really want to wear your dress for the big day. Have you still got it?" I haven't responded yet. I called my mum asking how niece even knew about the dress, and she said because she told her. Mum said that she offered the dress knowing that it was stored away, and that because niece was on a budget, using my dress would be a great idea. And it's not like your daughter will wear it because she's so large. Oh, that hurt. She is not large. She's got boobs and a butt that women pay good money for. There's a difference. So after laying into my mother about insulting my kid, and then laying into her again for offering something that didn't even belong to her, I hung up. I'm just thinking it's that photo of Taylor Swift and Ice Spice staring at each other. I'm not a sentimental person. I love the dress, but if my daughter wanted to cut it up and use pieces of it, I wouldn't mind. Shit, you should have been the mum for that other post then. I just don't see it on my niece, and I don't want to deal with the drama if I say no. Would I be the asshole if I refused? In the comments, Onyx Dragon Lady said, "Not the asshole here. It's your dress. Also, your daughter could totally add fabric to the dress and wear it herself. Your mum has no right to offer something that wasn't hers. Even if you had no children, the dress is yours. Tell your niece that your daughter and you have plans to alter the dress for her and wish her luck in her dress shopping." The way that she spoke about OP's daughter made me so upset. Also, why is she talking about OP's wedding dress like it's a book that her daughter can check out of a community library? Like, it would be a big ask if they weren't assholes. And they are. Both of them, assholes. Women of that generation don't seem to see the insults they're saying. My mum does that too. My daughter said the next time she calls her fat, she's not small, but she's built like Jessica Rabbit. Oh, she's gonna go off. I encouraged her to do so too. They can't learn if we don't teach them. I don't think it's that they don't see it. I think it's that they've gotten away with it for so long that they just don't think that anyone has a right to do anything other than smile and take it. They don't give a shit. One of my grandmothers was like that, and it was because she was a biatch. Not the asshole. Better respond or she'll claim that you didn't say no, that means that you said yes. Tell her the dress belongs to you, not your mother, and you don't loan it to anyone. Save with screenshots. You don't have to give any response to what comes after that. Maybe add, "and I'm not gifting it to you either, so she can't swing it to say, you only said I couldn't borrow it." And now, onto the update. Thank you for all your comments. They gave me good advice and highlighted things that I hadn't actually thought about. One suggestion was that I should answer back ASAP. That niece may take the silence as no news is good news and imagine that she has permission. I believe she would be the kind of person to post on Facebook, "Thank you, auntie, for giving me your dress," without getting a response. So I texted her back a few hours after her initial text. Next recommendation was to hide the dress or suggestions my mum had already shown her the dress, so get it back. Luckily, my mum doesn't have the dress at her home, it is in my possession, and it isn't easy to access. You'd have to know where it is to find it. Our home has cameras, but I don't think this niece is that determined. She's very much a, if it's hard work, then I can't be bothered kind of person. I called my daughter and had a conversation regarding what she would like me to do with the dress. She liked the idea of using pieces for her wedding, and maybe making keepsakes for any daughter-in-laws that enter our lives. So that decision has been settled. The latest recommendation was ensure that all interested parties were kept in the loop and made aware of the decision so there is no miscommunication later down the line. So I copied my text response to niece and sent it to my brother and my niece's mother to ensure they all knew. I will tell my own mum when I've calmed down and feel like talking to her again. On to the text. No is a complete answer, but once again, I feel that my mum needed to be called out for her part in all of this. Our mother has a habit of volunteering her family's time and resources to make herself look good. There's a lot of resentment with us kids over this behavior. Hi niece. Once again, congratulations on the engagement news. I'm so happy for you both. I do still have my dress, but I'm afraid that Nana misled you to believe that my dress was available to be loaned out. My dress has great sentimental value to me, and my daughter will be the only person to have access to it. I'm sure when you contact Nana again, she'll be able to help you find an alternative dress. See you all at Easter, XXX. She texted back immediately, "Okay, thanks anyway." I copied this message to my brother with a comment, "This is for you to deal with in case there is drama. Mum has been trying to play the hero with other people's things again." He hasn't responded yet. So that's it for now. I checked my niece's Facebook page this morning and there was no passive-aggressive memes or comments that I can see about family not supporting her or not being the favorite and that's how she likes it. So hopefully this will blow over. Hopefully. In the comments, XLPager420 says, "Okay, thanks anyway." That's a mature response. I doubt there will be any drama. It's very uncommon to be gifted a wedding dress by your aunt if you have parents and your aunt has daughters. Surprisingly chill for how she made her niece sound in the earlier post. I had a friend whose mum loved to volunteer others' time and resources. My friend was also delightfully obtuse at the best of moments. Cue my friend stopping by her mum's while friends were visiting, one friend thanking her for whatever her mum volunteered her for, and my friend saying, "What? Mum? Why did you do that again? I told you to ask first." It wasn't malicious, which was the best part. Think about the tone if you handed someone a pastrami sandwich and they said, "Actually, mine's the egg." But her mum was embarrassed to hell and back because no one had ever called her out on the spot, lol. More people should do this, and if the folks like OP's mum pout and go silent, oh no. One thing my hubs told me when we got serious was he hated being volunteered. After 20 years of dealing with mother-in-law, I know why. So I got into the habit of saying, "I'll ask him," or "Hubs may know thing, you can ask him." And we've taught our kids to do the same. My family calls it being voluntold. And my mum used to do it a lot until we called her out by thanking her for voluntelling us. She now asks us rather than telling us, but I remember how frustrating it was for a time. My mum is the same, except she'll decide that you promised and will whine if you don't do what she wants. Last time that I told her no, she promised and she better own up to it because I was not doing a damn thing. I wonder if niece actually wanted it, or if she was being polite after Nana offered it. She didn't seem upset at your no. That's my thoughts. Grandma brought it up, and she just asked out of curiosity, nothing more, nothing less. So I don't know this niece, but my sister-in-law was seen as lazy and a hypochondriac by a lot of people, family and doctors included. After many years, which seems to be the norm with this kind of thing, she finally got multiple serious and underdiagnosed chronic illnesses, including but not limited to endometriosis, POTS, EDS, ADHD. They have affected her life in various ways for a long time, and together make a mishmash of ongoing up and down symptoms. Her treatment by medical professionals and then family members has caused a huge amount of anxiety and self-esteem issues. Just something to think about when calling people hypochondriacs. And that's where I'm going to end today's episode, guys. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.